everybody. Welcome to the preview show delivered by FedEx. I'm your host, Alan Cavanna. Back with us from NBC Sports, Marty Snider. Marty, this is a short show relatively. I don't know if we have enough time to go over
let me tell you.
single scenario that could happen in Dover, because this is going to be a crazy weekend. The first ever elimination.
I'm excited about it, and I cannot say enough about this new format. I just think it's been fantastic. And you walk through the garage area, everybody calls it Richmond moments. These moments where we're cutting out part of the field, and it's created so much excitement. And the guy I think of is Denny Hamlin. Here's a guy who had a top 5 car arguably at Chicago, a car that could have won the race at New Hampshire. And here he is fighting for his life to stay in the chase at his worst track in the chase. Alan, I think if he can just get through this section, they could win the championship, because those last 4 racetracks shape up so well for Denny Hamlin. But yeah, that's what the excitement has created with this new format, with how things have laid out. I just think it's fantastic. And I know the teams are a little nervous about it, but for the fans, for us fans, it's phenomenal.
It's a big if. So let's take a look at the chase standings, because remember, only the top 12 remain in contention after this weekend. Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, they punched their ticket to the next round. Then everyone you see on the screen through 7th place Jeff Gordon, they seem safe for advancing. That's when it gets interesting after that.
Yes.
Yeah, 8th place Matt Kenseth and 16th place Eric Almirola are separated by 12 points. That's 12 positions on the racetrack, and all those drivers in between. We're heading to Dover. Bad things can happen there, and they can happen quickly. As a driver, how do you stay aggressive but also safe at the same time?
Well, and it's funny, you really can't, because at Dover, you can wreck anywhere in the field. Really being conservative at Dover does you no good. So you look at guys like Ryan Newman, the guys who are right around the bubble. You've got to be aggressive. Even Matt Kenseth has to be aggressive this weekend. You've got to do everything you can to do to win the race. And those guys, all the ones that are below the cut line, obviously, and the guys even above it to Matt Kenseth, you mentioned, I think Jeff Gordon is safe. They've got to be aggressive. You cannot play it conservative this weekend, because you could find yourself in trouble. But trouble can find you anywhere at Dover.
Yeah, some really big names out on the outside looking in right now when you look at the numbers. Marty mentioned Denny Hamlin, also Kurt Busch. Those two drivers won races earlier this year. They both found trouble in Loudon. Now they have to advance by getting a good finish in Dover. And right now, Marty, currently in position to advance is A.J. Allmendinger, a driver no one expected or picked to move forward. And guess what? He has 3 career top 10s at Dover. How do you think this all plays out? Because he's put himself in position.
And I tell you honestly, the guys that everyone had out, Eric Almirola is another one. A.J. Allmendinger, they really could advance. You look at Almirola, they've been fantastic. They had terrific speed at Chicago before the blown engine. They were terrified of New Hampshire. That was the one race in the chase they were really worried about. They go there, he gets his 2nd best finish ever at New Hampshire. He finishes 6th in the race. And A.J. Allmendinger has not had the speed. They've not been blazingly fast, but they've driven every race so smart. They played every race perfectly. And the guys I'm worried about, Carl Edwards, they have not had the speed. Yeah, Roush guys. Greg Biffle has not. They've gone down multiple laps under green. Not because they've had problems, because they've run there, and that's not been good. I'm a little worried about Ryan Newman. I'm worried about Casey Kane. They have not had the speed. But honestly, you talk about Almirola, he's had better speed than all those cars I just mentioned. So I think they could wind up racing their way in. There's a lot of guys who are in trouble this weekend.
You think A.J. Allmendinger makes it? Call it right now.
I do not think he makes it. I think he doesn't make it because I think they'll run well, but there's too many guys that are going to have issues around them.
It'd be a heck of a story, though.
Would be.
And that brings us to this week's social pick of the week. Marty, there are 3 chase drivers without a win this season. Dover could be the last chance for them to get a win and advance. So which one of these 3 drivers have the best shot to advance to the next round by getting a win this weekend? Matt Kenseth, Ryan Newman, or Greg Biffle? You can vote at NASCAR.com/social. We would love to hear from you. Now, Marty, I got to brag a little bit, because in New Hampshire,
here we go.
I picked the winner on the previous show, Joey Logano. So I'm going to try to go, get a little streak going. Thank you. But we'll start with you. Who's going to win in Dover?
I'm going to go with Matt Kenseth this weekend. I just really feel like they're in a position where they, again, have to be aggressive. They have to run up front. And he's so good at Dover. He's so consistent. He's so smooth. And it really takes a smooth driver at Dover. All the characteristics you need to run well at Dover, Matt Kenseth has them all. He likes a loose race car. He's very consistent, very smooth. So I think Matt Kenseth is going to be very good this weekend. They've done everything this year but get it into victory lane. They once again had a fast car at New Hampshire, had the wreck with Paul Menard, but I think Matt Kenseth gets it done this weekend.
It'd be certainly good to see that win and in mentality from the 20. But I'm going with Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson looked at me last week and said, we're not the dominant car right now anymore. are, and we need to be. There's one place he's going to be dominant. They're going to rise to the occasion. It's going to be Dover. I'm a little scared about this pick because I don't know if he's going to win it.
Right.
But I am picking him. I'd be foolish to pick against Jimmy Johnson in Dover.
It's a great test for the 48 team. You'll know where they stand after this weekend because they should go there and at least be a top 3 car. But it's interesting. All of a sudden, Hendrick Motorsports struggling a little bit, except for the 24. Penske showing their dominance. This is going to be a fun weekend.
All right. Matt Kenseth, Jimmy Johnson, 2 guys who were great picks in 2013. So, all
right,
we'll
see if they are in 2014.
Yep, Marty, thank you for joining us, and thank you for watching the preview show delivered by FedEx. Have an awesome weekend, everybody.